I am not going to leave until the president himself kicks me out. I had not filled out any paperwork, so I don't know how I was going to go to anybody's four-year college, and I had not filled out an application the first. Hey guys, it's time for Mind Coffee. Get your cups. It's story time, and my kids always tell me they love when I tell stories. So today's story is going to be about my journey in trying to get my bachelor's degree. What? Oakwood University. Back then it was known as Oakwood College. I love my college. Oakwood? Oh, you? Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to. Oakwood University is actually an HBCU. It's a Christian college. Because it's an HBCU private college, it was expensive. But I was like, I'm going. I know this is for me. January of '91, here I am at Oakwood on the campus at the Mighty Oaks. Loved it. Forged some wonderful relationships with people. Knew that's where I needed to be and wanted to be. So that first semester, everything went great. You know, I got my final. Now, don't get me wrong. And if you've ever been to HBCU, you know this. That financial clearance process, that's a serious come to Jesus moment because it tests everything in you. As it relates to getting from one place to the other. This office is sending you to this office is sending you here. Oh no, you still need this amount, you need this amount. Standing in line for hours, getting financially cleared. Oh wait, let me back up. Winter quarter of 91, January of 91. I'm here at Oakwood. I get in by the skin of my chinny chin chin. So it's expensive, it's a private college, and if you know anything about private colleges, they don't have all that state money and state funding. So what ends up happening is, you know, you gotta borrow, you fill out the applications for scholarships and things of that nature. So I got through first semester. I love my HBCU, but you're standing in line, they're sending you from office to office, place to place. I was there by myself. I knew a few people, but this is Huntsville, Alabama, and I'm coming from Miami. So it was a culture shock. It was a shock of I don't hardly know anybody, but I know this is where I need to be. So that's the second quarter, which is the winter quarter. The next quarter and the last quarter is spring quarter. I apply for as many scholarships as I can, okay? I have financial aid, student loans, all that stuff that everybody goes through. I'm still coming up short. This particular college, in order to be financially cleared and be able to register and get your student ID card and all that, you had to be 70% cleared. What that means is you had 70% of your money for school in your school account. I was not financially cleared. I was in the dorm because, you know, I did move into the dorm. It seems a little backwards, but they do let you move in. I mean, think about that. They let you move in and then you find out you don't have enough money. After moving in, you got to move back out. What happens is when you're in the dorm, you have an RA. So the protocol is the RA would come in and she goes to every door, knock, knock, knock. Let me see your financial clearance papers. There's a nice little stamp. I mean, you've never been so happy to see a stamp on your paper as you do for that financial clearance stamp. All right? So get the stamp and they look at it and then they go on to the next room. So I knew I had not financially cleared yet. Trying to go through all these ropes, trying to find money. Praying, you name it. I did it. I all but just sat on the corner somewhere with a cup, fill my cup with some coins. So what happened is they normally come by your room to check your papers. She never came by my room. I know that's the procedure because the quarter before that's exactly what's happening. When they come by your room and see that you're not financially cleared, they take your name down and they report it to the dean. The dean reports it to the school. And so as a result, you go through the process of having to move out. I am not going to leave until the president himself kicks me out. I know I was supposed to be here. There's nothing that could tell me I was supposed to be back in Miami. I knew I was destined to take this path. You knew this was a faith move because I was afraid they would come in and ask for it, I wouldn't have it, and then ask me to leave. And even though I was afraid of that, normally I would just be like, I don't have it. Matter of fact, I may even go to them and be like, listen, I know you need this. Let me go and tell you right now, I don't have it. I didn't do that. I was
like, let me sit quiet in this tight corner somewhere. Maybe nobody will notice me.
I'm not leaving here till the president tells me I have to leave. And I wasn't saying that in a mean way. I wasn't trying to be belligerent. And let me put a disclaimer out there, young people. Everybody can't do what I did. I really felt like I was being led. All right. So everything that I was doing because I didn't feel like I had any other option but to do it. In essence, I was desperate. That's how far I need to move if it's to the president's office in order to get an opportunity to get this experience and get this education that I need and that I deserve. Class has started. People who financially cleared, they're going to class. Guess who else going to class? I'm going to every class. Mind you, I'm a pre-med major. So I'm taking all these science classes, these difficult classes. I'm going to class, putting myself in a position where I could be embarrassed by the instructor. Like, Rachel Louise May? Here. I was afraid of that whole awkward feeling. But once again, there was that thing within me that was driving me to hang in there and stay the course. I was going to classes and I was still taking notes. Now think about it. Sometimes you got to go through some stuff in order to get to it. And when I mean get to it, get to that thing that you really want and need. And when obstacles come your way, you can't just drop it. Sometimes the prize is wrapped in a package called difficulty. Sometimes that prize is wrapped in a package called obstacles. And so if you constantly avoid those things, you never get to open the package. So I said, hey, I'm opening up the package. Not only am I opening up the package, I'm gonna look at the ribbon, I'm gonna look at the wrapping, I'm gonna see what's inside, I'm gonna look at it for a while. The teachers never called my name. Of course they couldn't call my name because I wasn't on the roster because I wasn't registered, but neither did they call me out. Are you wondering how I'm eating? Are you wondering, like, not only is she not cleared, she don't have enough money, she's not even supposed to be in the dorm, but she's not financially cleared. I had friends, roommates. A shout out to Jeanette Pilliner, shout out to Kim Jones, my roommate. There were times when they were not eating, they would give me their student ID card to go get something to eat. My sister, I got to shout out Carla Webb. She would send me $20 here and there. I would take that $20. I would go to the grocery store. I cannot remember the name of the grocery store. Everybody went there. Oh, food something. I would take that $20 and that money will stretch. I'm getting me the basics. I'm getting my bread. I'm getting my peanut butter and jelly. I'm getting my ramen noodles. I chose not to be entitled. Nobody owed me anything. This was my life. This is my journey. If I want it, I have to ask myself, how bad do I want it? And I wanted it bad enough to be a little hungry a little longer. It is important, the friends that you have around you. I didn't have the naysayers. I didn't have the people that made me feel bad. I had the people that respected the hustle. They understood why I was doing what I was doing, and they encouraged me and they supported me. Until this day, I'm so thankful for it and for that, going through that whole process. I'm not financially cleared. I'm not in any classes. I didn't get an ID card. I'm not on the food plan. And I'm doing the best I can each and every day. So it comes a time where it wasn't like I thought I was just gonna ride out the rest of the quarter like this. I knew at some point I want to get credit for the classes that I have. So what I did was I started the journey of figuring out who do I talk to about making this happen. That journey landed me in student services. So I'm talking to student services, they're on the phone, they're calling people, trying to figure out how they can work this out. Finally, and her name was Sonia Paul. I'm gonna go ahead and shout her out. Sonia said, you know what? This can work if you remain off the food plan, and instead of being in the dorm at Wade Hall, you go across the street to the annex. Now the annexes was for like married couples or older students, and they weren't as nice as the dorms, but you know, it was a place to stay, and you know, that was safe and clean where you could still go to school, but it wasn't the same kind of camaraderie and energy of being in the dorm. But at this point, who am I to be picky? I'm not even supposed to be here. Rachel, you gotta swallow that. You're gonna be all right. You do what you gotta do. She get on the phone. She gets off the phone. She says, I need you to go to Miss Bartholomew's office. And I will always shout out Linda Bartholomew. She's helped me a couple of times in my tenure at Oakwood University. Go to her, she's gonna work everything out with the annex. Guess what office Miss Bartholomew works for. The vice president's office. She was the secretary. What did I tell y'all? I'm not leaving until the president tells me I must go. I won't go. I went to Miss Bartholomew's office, and once again, here is somebody. First of all, the first thing she did was pray with me. I felt so good about that, y'all. I don't think I've ever been in a position where I was in school and there was difficulty and somebody stopped and prayed with me. And that's what happened at Oakwood University. That's how those teachers are. That's how the people in the business offices are. Anybody's willing to pray for you, because I guess she could see my sense of discouragement and desperation. And sure enough, she typed up whatever she needed to type up. She told me what I needed to do. You'll be in the annex. You'll get this, you'll get that. And I was just soaking it all up. Like I said, I didn't want to leave the dorm, but I didn't have to go back home. She gave me all the paperwork, what have you. I go back to the dorm, and I'm just waiting to find out, when do I move into the annex? Close, come real close, come real close, come real close. They never gave me my annex information. I never moved to the annex. I spent the rest of the semester in the dorm, and nobody ever asked me for any paperwork. Nobody ever did anything. I think they still charged me for the annex, but I was registered now, so my names were back on the rosters. The teachers I never missed a beat. It was never even discussed. Y'all, when I tell you, I would be remiss if I didn't thank God. I can't take full credit. Yes, there's a part I had to play. Many of you I have taught, thousands of students. You would not have had me as a teacher if it was not for God and the people that He used to open the door when it looked like it was shut. What is the message I'm trying to tell you guys? In this life, there are going to be so many things that are going to come your way. And literally, you have to ground yourself in your principles and what you believe in, whatever you believe. But make sure whatever you believe is pushing you forward towards something positive. And just because things are going to come your way, you don't need to feel like, wow, everybody's against me. You know, like they don't want me to come up. They don't want me to be great. You got to want you to be great. When these trials and these things come your way, that's what makes you stronger. Y'all can't tell me, after going through what I went through, that I don't think there's not anything that if I really want it, I can't get it. When everything from the outside looking in would have said, take your home. Take your tail home. I said, nope, I won't do it. Why? Because I had a vision. And what am I saying to you here? What is the message? Persevere. Push through, sis. Push through, young men. Because the things that you go through strengthen your character to help you get through yet the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And here's what I'm really hoping when it's all said and done. Number one, I hope that what I said encouraged somebody. Number two, I hope it encouraged you enough to get your cup and fill somebody else up once you get your breakthrough. You guys, I've enjoyed talking with you. Story time is over. Till next time, have a good one. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Y'all have a good one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Till next time.